Hey everyone, welcome back to more Star Dynasties. I'm DisturbingPuppet. We're continuing the campaign here playing as the Scrooge Sovereignty, and we have Archon Ebenezer Scrooge here. Nothing too crazy going on. We did have a few things like back and forth between different factions that were part of the Jordan Coalition, or Jordan colonies. There were the Swansons, who then were part of the Tanners, then joined the Jordans, and then the Jordans tried to take them over, and then one of them joined the Farmers, the other one went back to the Tanners. We do have a slight claim on the planet here under the Tanner Coalition. But in order to push it, I've got to threaten war with the Tanners, which I'm not really a big fan of. Mainly just kind of consolidating and building stuff. Now that we're a little bit bigger and we're building more stuff, I'm getting a lot more money coming in, which gives me way more options to build stuff. So I do have things that I want to build on my home system. The next main thing does cost me about 240 creds, though, so that's a bit pricey. And that is our blue dust mine, which is basically drugs. Wealth and less unrest. Generally, just a nice thing to have. What else do we have? The Ark ship also is quite nice at 240. The mine gives us money but increases unrest. Might be something eventually we can do. We've got some stuff to offset. Yeah. Right now we are working on an Necropolis that we found down here in Arcturus, and once that's done being built, I can go check it out, but that's 5 turns away. I think we've done everything we want to do as far as setting up our actions and stuff. Everyone in the family is busy at the moment. My wife is currently tending to a small child. Hopefully that turns out okay. We'll see. Anyway, my tech is generally pretty good with increasing military capability of my Archon himself. Military is now his best stat. Partially, he's not greedy anymore, so he doesn't have that plus 10 bonus to administration that gave him. So that is helping us have pretty good stats across the board, and that is, of course, helping us as a faction having good stats across the board. So we're now over 100 in everything, and we've been pretty weak militarily for a long time. I'm also pretty happy, so that helps as well. The less happy we are, the less our stats impact stuff. I think we're good to go. Just hit end turn and see what happens. Baron Lovemullen wants support in the combat at Yilden. Why are you asking me? You're unrelated to me. You're in a different faction. I mean, he is defending against an uprising. Unrest is 107. He's going to win. I can help. It doesn't cost me anything, and we should win without much trouble. You generally like me. I mean, I guess we're on good terms, like, relatively, between us and the farmers. We did fight a really long war against them, but there wasn't a lot of fighting, just one battle, basically. I guess I can help. There's no connection, so he might be able to find a way to do it, in which case I would only be sending, like, 6 ships. Sure. Yeah, and of course they won. Rebellion failed. War between the Swanson clan and the Galloway alliance has ended. So yeah, the Swansons had a war going on because I think they wanted to take over the Galloways and had a claim on Arcturus, something like that, because that was part of the Galloway alliance at one point, but so was Beta Virginis. But yeah, the Swansons are just generally quite weak now. Wait, did you switch again? So they went back to the Jordans. They just tried to depose you. What are you idiots? Duke Blackwell has disinherited your grandson. I mean, that's not super nice. Because my grandson should be the heir up here. So So my son-in-law's father, yeah, in favor of his brother. So when he comes to power, he is going to have a claim. Like by the time if things get to that far, if my little baby Frederick here becomes the ruler of the sovereignty, he's going to have a claim on this. A very strong claim, I would think. Yep, just not following up with different things. Your spouse wants to have another child with you. Unless I'm mistaken, we have been trying to have a child for a very, very long time. I am very sure we've been trying for another child for a long time. I don't know why this is coming up. That's really weird. If I look at myself and actions, I can't look right now. That's too bad. I'm 100% sure that we have been trying for a child. Like 100% sure. I'm just curious if anything's here. Yeah, I don't see anything. It's unlikely. Yeah, I wonder, like, we don't have to give ourselves permission. That's weird. Yeah, sure. It's unlikely to happen. Roxanne Scrooge is no longer ill. Excellent. Your niece has been seen sneaking into the archives. So this is... I'm not sure who. Who are your parents? Cosima is right there. Oh, it's my brother's child. Okay. I'm sorry, Archon. I like reading about battles and generals and all the ships they blew up. Is it okay if I keep coming here? I want to learn as much as I can. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm totally fine with that. 15% chance she tanks all of our stats by 5. That's pretty bad. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Found out that Archon Berry Farmer injured Lady Fidela Braun in a bar brawl. Yeah, the new leader of the farmers seems not great. Not great at all. Actually, since we are doing the collect taxes now, I just kind of want to see if I look at our money situation. So by spending the action to do this, we're going from, I think, this is what it's saying, is we're going from 0.21 to 0.24. So not super effective even with the stat increase that we have there. The administration's helping way more. 39 income though, not bad. Some stuff happening down here. Okay, so we just fined him for rebelling. So the acting Duchess down here is very ill. She's just kind of waiting for her son to come of age. He's only 9. Oh, the Jordans actually conquered them. Okay. And deposed them. So the Swansons are out completely. So he didn't join them again. They just got conquered. Okay. Understandable. Blackwells and Yates have a bit of an alliance going on. So they're both inside the Clark clan. We do potentially have a claim. But not for a while. Not until our grandson or son-in-law are kind of higher positions. We are working on diplomacy there. Who do we have free right now? My wife. So Timothy, my great-nephew, doesn't have anybody watching over him. He is greedy. He's a Scrooge. Appoint a guardian. Could use a good spy master, potentially, down the road. Yeah, let's have my spy master be his guardian. Why not? Doesn't cost us much of anything. I don't think I've got enough money. Yeah, I don't have enough money to actually build what I want to up here into Crux. Could build something else, but it takes so long. 240 is what I want for the blue dust mine. Yeah, I think we're just better off just waiting to get to the 240. That will work for the moment. I could swap her out so this gets done faster. I think we can do that. But I'm not sure if it starts over from nothing if we change who's working on it. So maybe we just leave it. 4 turns. My wife's doing it, it's probably 2, something like that. Could have her help you rebuild your fleets. You're only 5 down, though. My fleets... Yeah, we keep increasing our maximum because I'm increasing my military stat. So we've got space, we're building. The rest is getting reasonable down here. I hate not doing something. It's the trend here. Okay, it is going down by about 2 a turn. So my wife is free. She could train somebody just for the time being. Just till we get the cash I need to actually build stuff. How about administration? Yeah, my wife's not good at it, but she can do it, so sure. Yeah, it's only going up 0.18, but that's going to add to the tech that we're getting. So every single turn, because of our tech level, we are getting stat bonuses to my leader as well. So he's actually getting quite fantastic, honestly. So what do we have? We are under vassal limit. We're under our house member limit. We're stockpiling cash. We only have a claim. We do have a claim on Yilden, too. That's kind of out of the way. So at one point, they were sort of this, plus Beta Virginis, Arcturus, Yilden. At their height, they were kind of across this whole sector. But. Blackmail. Yeah, I don't have much. just with the farmers. I wonder if I should shift my spying somewhere else. I kind of, like, if we end up at war with someone, I definitely will. But for right now, we're just kind of keeping an eye on things inside these guys, because I would like to absorb them into the Empire. Chances of that happening, we are in kind of a big diplomatic offensive. It's not super likely. Not for a while, anyway. If we end up being way stronger than them, like they lose a system to a rebellion or something, then there's a chance. Don't care so much about their position. Yeah, I mean, we're on good relations, so I don't really think there's much to do. It's always tempting to kind of do more than you really should. Let's just kind of cruise along and make money. He's reported that Archon Consort Avalon Farmer spread descent on Yildan at Archon Irene Farmer's request. Not a big shock. Baron Haynes has broken allegiance to the Tanner Coalition and has pledged Beta Virginis to the Via Guild, so part of the Jordans down here. And the Via's conquered Aaliyah. And the Morse Confederation. It probably was the same. Sister-in-law is pregnant. She's 44. I'm kind of surprised. In this game, it kind of seems like once you're in your 30s, it just never happens. We do have options, though. Ore mine fixed. Order of succession being changed inside the Tanners. Definitely iffy. So... we could make a claim here on Beta Virginis. It probably would lead to war. She doesn't at least hate my guts or anything. The Via Guild. Actually quite strong, 67 ships. If we went out to Beta... yeah, I can only field about 20 ships out that far. They can field like 150 ships. It's a bunch of jumps out of the way. So even if I wanted to press the claim for it, there's no way I can take it. There's a chance they'd give it to me, but I think that chance is super, super low considering I can't really take it offensively. Leoma McIntyre is dead. My wife's sister-in-law. Okay. Or disinheriting going on inside the Blackwells. It's interesting that the Clarks are distantly related to me. So I'm trying to improve relations up here. It is working a lot, kind of massively, actually. That would be interesting if we could have them... potentially we can increase connections between the two of us. Yeah, I think my goal is kind of to eat the Jacksons and the farmers. Just because we're also closer connection-wise. It's kind of easier to grab, hold, all that kind of stuff. But they're still quite strong, despite being a bit reduced in size. Yeah, I just don't have much I can do. Nothing's really going to matter much. We could shift some stuff around. I just need my money, and then we can start working on rebuilding stuff into Crux. We could also look at building stuff other places, but I kind of want to focus on at least getting that mine in the capital before I start building stuff everywhere else. So let's just push it. Get a bunch of cash. Ooh, an outbreak of rattle lung on Electra. Electra is experiencing an outbreak of the respiratory disease colloquially known as rattle lung. Unfortunately, cramped housing and poor sanitation are ideal conditions for it to spread rapidly. As the ruling duke, you must act swiftly and weigh the colony's interests instead of the overall faction. Let's coordinate help. Countless ships are moving in and out of Electra, transporting medical supplies, doctors, and the ill. An outbreak seems to be contained for now, but the probability of another one is high. We had this before, it didn't happen. We do have good tech, so that should help. The Archon of the Lindsay Quadrant did die. New person took over. You at least have a positive opinion of me, which is nice. We could potentially cross this gap to fight each other, but it's not super likely. An invite for the coronation, sure. I'll participate for myself, which is always a bit risky if somebody wants to kill me. We're going to fight Commissioner Anthea Villa. I'm way better than you. We're going to fight normally. Defeated her. Next, Archon Lindsay herself. I mean, she's better, but it's pretty close. We'll fight normally. She defeated me, yeah. We'll fight Kuma Graham. Pretty close as well. Defeated her. Constable Erickson has won the tournament. Only a 50 military stat. And we also performed admirably, so we'll gain a little bit of accolades from that. Your wife has knocked back glass after the feast. Speech slurring, she totters away to find the bathroom and yet another drink. The feast in honor of Archon Osae's Lindsay's coronation was largely a success, and the guests depart in fine humor. Duchess Morrow Villa broke allegiance with the Jordan colonies and pledged the Villa Guild to the Lindsay Quadrant in retaliation for Duchess Morrow Villa being fined. So the Jordans keep overreaching. Like, they tried to take over the Swansons, now fining... Like, she was obviously doing quite well, having taken out a couple other factions, and then wanting to throw fines their way. Like, nope, we'll leave and join somebody else. So we might want to prioritize getting better relations with the Lindsay Quadrant over here, now that they've swung that. Roz is asking for permission to try for another child with my nephew. Weren't you already doing that? So I think that's Mitch's wife. Because we gave somebody else the right to, that's why she kind of views it as being within her rights to ask. I mean, we're okay on family. We've got space a little bit. How many babies do we have? We have a lot of young kids in the family right now. I guess we'll accept. Traveling composer offers to write a zero-G ballet commemorating your rule. Mistress Avi Yates watches from your side as the composer relates the brilliant deeds he will work into the text. So I think this is my person that I'm actually watching over and raising for the Yates clan. Make sure I'm portrayed as wise and fair and brilliant, and so we gain some fame. 50% chance that she gains the proud trait. I don't really care about her, honestly. I care more about myself. I kind of just did this as a way to kind of increase positive relations between us and the Yates clan. I wasn't doing anything else, so why not? I don't get any negatives. I get more famous, which helps our bloodline. Could you write a little jingle about the importance of hydroponic efficiency? Increase tax collected. -1 to House Scrooge members' reputation. Yeah, I don't think we want to do that. Yeah, well, I can't afford to build something yet anyway, so yeah, we'll pay a little bit of money to make it about how wonderful and awesome I am. The piece is a great success. Mistress Avi Yates applauds as the dancers take their bows. We gain some reputation because of the flattering zero-G ballet. She did not gain the proud trait. Military peacekeeping forces report that crime is almost non-existent in Crux. Both nobles and commoners are delighted with this development. -3 to rebellion risk. I mean, it's been like 0 unrest forever, so that's fine. Going over to Crux's upkeep in a staff meeting, you can't help lamenting your costs. Days later, Admiral Scrooge approaches your throne. I'd be happy to ease your financial woes, he sneers. The only question is, how badly do you want my coin? We're rivals, so I don't think that's a really good idea. I don't need your money. Yeah, I'm not going to beg, if that's what you want. You find out that Commissioner Gates Farmer stole from House Farmer supply caches. Haven Farmer discovered the theft but covered it up. Walking the control hall, shivering slightly in the cooler night cycle air, I came across Archon Consort Bell Scrooge asleep on a work console. Careful not to wake her, I picked up a blanket from a nearby chair and gently draped it over her shoulders. How close are we, since we got some more fame? Yeah, it takes quite a while to build up to get more of these points. Our next one... Yeah, maybe if we have this, I might risk going for higher taxation, but I don't know. We can't build what I want to yet. Fines getting thrown out there. 2 more turns for the Necropolis. Fines flying left and right there as well. Unrest is down. Still a bit high. Pretty good there. Yeah, our unrest is holding. Electra's a little high. What's the trend? Going up at 0.3. Living space is a big issue. How many? Yeah, you've only got the 2 things repaired. So I probably do want to spread out some money in building stuff to improve things with inside my territory, but mainly just the territory I directly supervise, probably. The Tanners refuse to come to the feast. Interesting. So after the feast, yeah, generally positive opinion. We might want to send somebody over here to kind of improve relations, because they're the ones in charge of the Villa Guild, who just took this territory from us. Well, not from us, but that we have a claim on. They just raised taxes to high. Yeah, I feel like the Jordan colonies isn't going to be around much longer. Somebody's going to eat them one way or another. I don't really have good access, but I feel like the Linns and or the villas and or Lindsay Quadrant as a whole might come down. Farmers don't really have a good connection. They do kind of through here, but I would like to get to this myself. Very, very much. Yeah, I keep checking occasionally to see if they would actually go for it if I was like, hey, you want to join up? Yeah, there's no way they're going to go for it. Militarily, how are you doing? 57 ships. So we are a bit stronger militarily, but the further away from my capital, the less stuff I can actually field. So even out to Arcturus. Yeah, I can field 70, he can field 61. So it's pretty evenly matched. I think we might want to pull a diplomat and send them over to the Lindsay Quadrant. We now have really good relations up here. So maybe we stop that. Redirect. Where else are we doing? I don't really feel like the tax collection's worthwhile. So we could have Roz do it, just to do something. Doing a lot of training. Yeah, let's stop the tax collection. It's only getting me like an extra 0.2 credits a turn or something. Let's work on improving relations. Send Roz far, far away if you have to. That's totally fine. So I'm being trained still in military and administration. And then we're training our heir in military and diplomacy, both pretty good amount each turn. I don't think there's anything else I need to do. We are going to have an event, but we're also going to have enough cash to actually get our drug empire started. I feel like that is worthwhile to do. The less I do, the more money we get as well. Necropolis has been repaired. So we can now visit Necropolis. Okay, increase in descent. Is that the capital? Yeah. It's at 88 already. Uh-oh. What's going on? Sir Paley Sutton wants support in the combat at Merzam. But you're rebelling against her, so I don't know why I would do that. Why would I do that? Why are you asking? You're not related to me. You do have a positive opinion of me, but why do you think I'm going to get involved in that? Weird. Yeah, we're definitely not going to do that. Like, we could potentially do that kind of stuff to help take over a system. So he would, like, owe me, but we've got good relations with the Tanners. I'm not doing that. Alright, Arkan Camden Lim charged you with avenging Zachariah Jarvis's crime of finding somebody. So it'll be slightly bad if I don't do anything. So my vassal find somebody who's actually related to me, apparently. But he's in my... He's part of the sovereignty, Galway Alliance, House Raymond, at Nair al-Saif. So he got fined by his lord, who's under me. Why are you asking me to do something about this? Because he's related to someone inside the Lin Collective. Okay, I see. Yeah, I'll handle this later. I'm not going to do anything about that. Duchess Paulina Jordan gave vassalage to Barry Farmer in exchange for 160 creds. That's crazy. So the farmers are getting the Jordans as a vassal. I've got money. Somebody. Somebody become my vassal for cash. Okay. We'll see how long that lasts. Since they don't have a shared border, really. Roz is pregnant, despite the fact that you're here, and she's over there. Sister-in-law and your brother have had a baby boy. Lencho is a terrible name. You can be Marley. Receive a message from House Roth. Out here? Way out there. Yeah, there are more people out here in the galaxy. It's just as you go through the turns, you can actually find more stuff further and further away. An earthquake on Alhena 4 has unearthed a hidden installation lost for centuries and still somehow populated. They say, the ambassador murmurs, that they are all that remains of House Scrooge. Negotiate with the lost installation. Necropolis has been repaired. Your repair teams discovered a monstrous throne in the central hall. I wouldn't sit there, sire, your scientists whisper. It has some connection to that dormant process, and the capacitors in the handset could boil your brains. Noted, you reply. So we can still visit, but yeah, don't sit in the chair. Reminds me of the other place we found that as part of an event that I did before, that you kind of put on a thing on your head and it like downloaded a consciousness into your brain, which caused problems. It did give me some, I think in a previous run, it gave me some stat increases, but it did give me some schizophrenic tendencies. Pharma territories is now high. So, interestingly, the Jordans are gone for the moment, but part of the farmers. If he tries to, like, put somebody else in charge, something like that, it could definitely change. But that is going to make them a lot stronger, but they don't actually have a connection. So I don't think they can actually reinforce any fighting that goes on. It's odd that this didn't connect. But they are vassals, maybe that's why not. Interesting. So we do have the obligation to punish him. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. That's fine. I don't care if I make you angry. What do we have? So we do have the lost members of the house. We can visit the necropolis. We can also build something cool. So I think that's kind of my priority. Roxanne needs a guardian. We can do that. My great niece. How about my wife? That works for me. So from Arcturus's menu, we can visit. It only cost me 1. Interesting. You visit House Khalil's necropolis. You tread the halls in dusty contemplation. The effigies stare back across centuries of silence. Sit on the throne. No, I don't think so. Could be advantageous or disastrous. What is it? Ascend the funeral throne at your own risk. Yeah, that sounds like a bad idea. Hold memorial. So we can just pay cash and we get some fame. But then I can't start building. I wouldn't have enough. I need 240 to start building my drugs. So I'm gonna say never mind for now. Do we have to go all the way out here? Was it Alhena? No. So it's inside. If we look at one of our members, we can use that as an action. Okay. Who do we want to send? Maybe my brother. Because we've got good relations with the Clarks. Yeah, quite good. So yeah, let's do that, I think. So my brother... Let's pull you off of that. Yeah, go negotiate with them. Laszlo Scrooge creeps into the tunnel seeking the subterranean society. In a cavern beyond, 10 warriors kneel before a rock pillar. Each warrior is carving House Scrooge's symbol into the flesh of their forearm. For House Scrooge, their leader chants, for our blood, our ancestors. Suddenly he spots Laszlo Scrooge. We have a visitor, he grins, but we only permit guests who prove their worth. The crowd level their hewing spears. Yeah, he's more of a diplomat, so yeah, persuade. 76% chance. Laszlo Scrooge holds aloft his house pin. My blood is yours, I am House Scrooge. But the crowd is not convinced. This feeble shade, our cousin, impossible. Okay, well that didn't work. We tried. So much for diplomacy, apparently. Before we do anything else, let's start building up our drugs. Blue dust mine. My wife will work on that. So who's free right now? Itana and Laszlo. I mean, we could send Itana. I don't know. That's going to work, but we can give it a shot. Same thing. Let's try to persuade. 77% chance. The leader quizzes her on obscure house history, but your sister persuades the warriors of her lineage. Our cousins are returned, the leader cries. He explains his people were sent on a House Scrooge mission of conquest in the 2300s. While holding this installation, an earthquake cut them off from the surface. Since then, we have lived off the air recyclers and hydroponics, he growls, waiting for the earth to spew us out again. We're eager to return to Crux. Negotiator Itana Scrooge secures them passage on a slow freighter, but the leader insists on joining her on her return trip to see you still honor the house codes. Can't support... We have room. It's just not much. Sure. Rodwan Haynes joined House Scrooge. The 2300s, you recall, were a dark age, no doubt the source of Rodwan Haynes' ruthless honor code. His morality seems barbaric. So you... He should be a distant relative, but he's a Haynes. He's in the family. Brave, tribal, proud, a rule breaker, and vengeful. Very good military, though. Doesn't like me very much. So he's now just hanging out inside the family. He's not married, sure. Be tempted to maybe have him take over as head of my military, especially since we don't have great relations with Chill here. I feel like that's not a terrible call, but the new guy really doesn't like me. This guy at least has a positive opinion. The other guy does not, so I'm a bit concerned about that. We could just send him on a little side mission somewhere, cracking down on stuff. So my brother as a diplomat, we can send somewhere. Now, you're a Haynes as well. That's interesting. This family down here are villas, or villas. What do we want to do? Who do we need to improve relations with? Shova may once have been a member of the Via Guild. So they just kind of forged a claim there, basically, which is something we could be doing, trying to get claims on stuff. Makes people nervous, though, if you get claims on their territories. I'm kind of fine just sort of consolidating for the moment, so I'm not really doing that much. If you get one and you don't actually do something about it for a while, it does go away. So you do kind of lose the claim if you don't pursue it for a while. So we could work on you individually. We could work on the Villa or Via clan. We're working on the head of the Lindsay Quadrant. This is slipping. Yeah, his opinion's fine. We could keep Barry on side. Might want to keep Winda as well happy. Let's do that for something to do. Oh, my sister's free as well. What was my sister doing? She must have been improving relations with somebody. I haven't checked inside my own empire if I've got, not so great relations with people inside. You like me quite a bit, so that's fine. Just kind of checking within the Galways. This guy doesn't like me so much. I mean, we could improve relations, I guess. My sister do that. And then I still have my new guy. I think we just have him crack down somewhere. The only other place really is Electra. So I'm going to send you out to where there's a ride-along outbreak and have you crack down out there. How about that? I'm going to have you stay. I'm not going to send... I don't want him to die right along, so yeah, just act through agents. It's fine. It's still going to be pretty effective. So with that, yeah, going down quite a bit. Okay, we do potentially have a marriage in him. I'm not really interested in having him marry at this point. Our family, we're pretty much right up against it as far as size. How many kids? So we've got 6 kids. So that's a pretty big chunk of the next generation kind of ready to go. Yeah, because of her, we've really become a very much tech-focused group here. Yeah, nothing else I really want to do. More descent on Parima. Oh, great. So, the Jackson Kingdom, the remnants of them, despite me having done what I can to get them to like me, have joined with the Jordans, but the Jordans under the farmers. So they are all part of the farmers. Baron Ace Blackwell has demanded that Duke Zachariah Javis press concert Nuala Blackwell's claim to rule Terra Bellum. He refused. Ace Blackwell rebelled against Duke Jarvis and founded the Blackwell Confederation, pressing her rule to claim Terra Bellum. Yeah, I'm not going to give her Terra Bellum, I don't think. Dark Age settlers arrive into Crux to a reunion feast. House Scrooge look on dumbfounded as their distant cousins toss knives at each other and partake in ribald drinking games. Is this how their ancestors behaved? The next morning, through splitting hangovers, the cultural work begins. The Dark Age workers are integrated into your labor pool, their upper ranks retained as officers. They bristle under the new pale-blooded way of life. We now have the Dark Age refugees, so +3 unrest. +3 rebellion risk. We should embrace our ruthless heritage in moderation. Adds the ruthless heritage trait for 60 turns. Increased strength. Plan to attack. So my heiress would lose the kind trait. That's really about the only negative thing it looks like. If we do this, he likes me less. We get integrate Dark Age refugees as an option. We are mainly diplomats, but we're not bad fighters at this point. We initially were pretty bad fighters, but now we're good at it. He already doesn't like me. So maybe we do this to see. I think I did this before when I had this event, but I was playing a very militaristic house. In this case, maybe we try this. There's probably negatives either way. What do we got here? Niv Kirk is dead. That's one of the other smaller houses, I think. Minor house. Brother-in-law's father. So because of that split, we now have an increased vassal, but we're still way under. I'm not a fan of this whole situation. Because the farmers have become way stronger by acquiring all of this. Taxes increased over there, inside of their faction. Yeah, I'm not super happy with the increased strength for the farmers. I was hoping we could kind of have them on the ropes and pick them apart. They still could break up. Like, that could still happen, but they might also swallow the lens down here as well. Like, that's another thing that could happen. Well, you should integrate Dark Age refugees into your society. Task a member of your house with the assignment. Once complete, unrest will be reduced. Exact effect will be identified when you select the house member. My sister would be quite good. Working on a baron over there. It's not an important thing. Let's have her do it, because what she's doing really isn't that important. So your job is now to integrate them. 2 turns. Okay. I could travel to Arcturus, visit the Necropolis, and this time hold a memorial. Gather your court and ambassadors for the memorial. It's a privilege that House Scrooge have become the custodians of this ancient palace, the resting place of the august House Khalil. So that gives me a little bit of personal honor, which helps us with the bloodline. So getting that. So we can do that every 10 turns. Just keep pumping that up and up. Maybe we can get through stuff faster. Don't want to marry him off, not concerned. We still have claims on Yildiz, Missam, and Beta Virginis. Like these two especially. I don't have a shared border, so I can't try to get them. I could push the claim, but that puts us at war with the Lindsay Quadrant if they don't give it to me, and we don't have a shared border, so it gets kind of weird anyway. Although we do have, like, I think, like, it should work. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to wait and see if this kind of split happens with the farmers. I don't have much else I can really do. So you, down here, broke away because you have a claim on Terra Bellum. Somebody has a claim. So the current leader has a weak claim. I have no idea who this person is. My distant nephew has a strong claim, apparently. Yeah, I think it was her, Blackwell. She has a weak claim. So actually, Callan Pittman has the strongest claim. Just a minor house somewhere. Probably a minor house on Terra Bellum would be my guess. Don't want to marry anybody. Don't want to worry about that. Yeah, these kind of weird little fractions can cause problems, but nothing too major at this point, unless they want to try to, like, demand Terra Bellum from me or something. That could potentially be an issue. Fleet-wise, how are we looking? 128 out of 130. We probably don't need to keep building up the fleet. Arcturus. 17 of 19, yeah. I just don't know what else I would do with my daughter. She's a very good administrator. If we want to have her do something else, we could have her build something, but we don't have the cash for it. At least 30 to build something anywhere. Yeah, I don't like the way this is developing with some of these other people, like the Lindsay Quadrant getting really big, the farmer territory suddenly taking over these guys. Despite my diplomatic efforts. So I don't know that there's really much point in me trying to improve relations with her anymore. I might leave it for now. Barry. Yeah, fairly positive view of me. Nothing too crazy. If they break apart, I think we've got an opportunity to try to do something here. But I don't know that we can actually take this because there are no direct star connections. So even if she wanted to rebel and join, I think it would be a separate little fragment. We wouldn't connect. If I wanted to fight here... Yeah, I can't get hardly anything out this way. The Villas and the Lindsays can get like 200 ships out there without too much trouble. I can get like 17. It's just too far away. Yeah, not really worth it for me to try to grab, I don't think. One way or the other. So we'll just keep relations good. Hope things break apart. Hope things break apart. But I think that's going to do it for today. So this has been more of Star Dynasties. I've been Disturbing Puppet. Thanks for coming by. Hopefully I'll see you next time. Until then, have a good one.